Hi guys, welcome back to Ben's Home video where today we're looking at the Ghost in the Shell 4K transfer. So as most of you are aware who are watching this is a masterpiece. Simple. It is just a masterpiece. The 4K transfer, I'd say pretty good. Let's dive in. First of all, I will show you what the box set consists of. So, got the outer case. It's a steelbook version, by the way. So it comes with a Dolby Vision encode and Dolby Atmos for sound. And I think it benefits it. I'm sure HDR probably wouldn't look, HDR10 wouldn't look too much different. But I do like how Dolby Vision works a lot of the time. Also, it's a native 4K. So if, like me, you're upgrading from the DVD, the first thing you'll notice is how much better the line detail is. It's sharp, it's beautiful. You'll love it. I have actually watched the Blu-ray when I borrowed it off someone else, and I thought that looked pretty good, but this 4K blows out the water big time. It captures the griminess of Section 9. That's where it's based, Section 9. I assume it's like a Japanese place within the film. Because it's Japanese right over. It captures the griminess of that perfectly now, where before it just kind of looked faded and a bit naff, where now it's got the right colours in the right places, and it is grimy. You won't want to live there, I'll tell you that for nothing. I'll show you a couple of the screen caps now, actually. So for this one, I've actually managed to get the DVD, Blu-ray and 4K screen caps. And as you can see, the DVD looks fine. Blu-ray actually looks a bit more washed out than it should, and the 4K is the best. Look, there, DVD looks fine. Blu-ray, I'd say overall is slightly better, but still just like not sharp. Then boom, 4K. We've hit the big time now, baby. On this one, I actually think the Blu-ray looks worse than the DVD. Like really faded and grey instead of deep blacks. 4K rectifies it. Good contrast most of the time, which is always good. It's what you want HDR to do, and obviously Dolby Vision does it very well. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm sure you'll be too. And with that contrast, you get the nice matrix green sections that just look like next level than the DVD, which is what I'm comparing to mostly, as I only watched the Blu-ray the once a couple of years ago. Black levels are mostly good. They're not going to be great on a 27-year-old film that was a cell animation mixed with CGI, especially back then. But I don't think you're going to get great black levels from an old cartoon, basically, personally. And just a quick note that at one point towards the end, there's about 10-second scene. It's the whole scene. It's not partway through. The quality just drops, whether or not it's been a deleted scene from a previous release that they've now added in, so they don't have a good source, or I don't know, it just got missed. If someone knows, tell me. But it's only 10 seconds. It doesn't hinder your enjoyment of the film whatsoever. So this 4K UHD disc has been afforded a Dolby Atmos soundtrack, which is an upgrade on the previous release, which I believe is a 5.1, which it also was on the DVD. I think it's worth it. It's only minor in some parts, but I think it benefits from that object-based sound. So the dialogue is clean and crisp, but it's a very front-heavy soundtrack overall. The music soundtrack, it's spread nicely throughout the whole sound system. I mean, it's just nice. It really is. It just adds another dynamic layer to the film, which doesn't necessarily need, but it just makes it better. Um, Bass wise, there's not much that happens that needs bass, but when it needs it, it kicks in enough. Won't spoil when, but people that have watched it will know when. Um, so Atmos wise, I thought it was good in certain parts, but as I said, it wasn't overly needed. So there's a few rainy scenes, but the ones you can actually hear the rain on, just like the rain's coming down on top of you, which is always cool. I love rainy scenes in Atmos. I really think it just adds something to the film, makes you feel more, I don't know, part of it. I mean, you're immersed. And then there's a nice scene where there's a guy in the distance running towards you. He sounds like he's far away, and when he comes near, he sounds like he's running closer to you. It doesn't sound like it's just going from quiet to loud. It does sound like there's someone running at you, and I thought it was really cool because I've not seen that in Atmos, as far as I'm aware. And where it truly comes alive to me is through like the busy market scenes and stuff like that, where it does feel like a truly lived-in city. You just feel the hustle and bustle around you. It's nice. It is nice. I would give this presentation a 4 out of 5. I feel like it is a dark and grimy film, but I do feel like there's certain scenes that could have popped more. But I'm happy with it. And again, the Atmos was pretty spot on. So, as most of you are aware, we probably wouldn't have had the Matrix if it wasn't for this film, or at least we wouldn't have had that version of the Matrix if it wasn't for this film. So we owe it a thanks for that. Um, I think it's brilliant. Like it really is just brilliant. So most people are aware that most anime is based off manga. As far as I'm aware, I don't read manga at all. It's not my cup of tea. As far as I'm aware, it's only 83 minutes. It's very light on the actual story from the manga, but what it picks and chooses, it does well. It's a brilliant story. Quite hard to follow if you're not paying attention. I find that with like Akira as well. Akira probably took me about 3 watches to understand how to still don't think I understand it properly. I might be just a dumbass though. Um, I love it. It's got the moody atmosphere I like from kind of 90s sci-fi and 80s and 90s anime. It's I really think this is a film you could get non-anime watchers to watch and probably get into it. But again, I don't watch any of the series. They don't do it for me. They're too long-winded and convoluted. I like a one and done film for anime. And for one and done, you can't get much better than this. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me there's a better sci-fi anime and I'll watch it if I can. I give the film a 4.5 out of 5 on the old Ben scale. I might actually show my wife this one because I think she'd like it enough. Right, as always, guys, I'll never ask you to like or subscribe to me at all. Thanks for watching.